Once upon a time, in a bustling city lived a girl who dreamed of being popular. She was a kind and intelligent girl who always helped others without expecting anything in return. However, no matter how good she was, nobody paid any attention to her. They didn't even bother to get to know her because they thought she was weird. And so the girl decided that if she wanted to become popular, she had to change herself completely. The girl went to the mall and bought new clothes. Before, she was into comfy sweaters and jeans, but now she started wearing tight dresses and high heels. The girl also changed the way she talked. Before she was quiet and humble, but now she tried to sound cool and confident. She changed her laugh to sound more charming and started using slang words she heard on TV. To top it all off, she used makeup to look prettier. At first, her transformation made her feel very uncomfortable, like an actor who's forced to play a role. It felt unnatural. However, she was determined to succeed. So she continued to practice her new look and demeanor until it became second nature. And then one day, something incredible happened. People started paying attention to her. Her new friends admired her beauty and trendy clothes and invited her to parties. They praised her sense of humor and told her she looked stunning. For the first time in her life, she felt like she truly belonged somewhere. But deep down inside, she knew that none of this was real. She was just acting like someone else. She went home and took off her makeup. Staring at her reflection, she saw a stranger looking back at her. She wondered where the old her had gone. She missed her old self, the one who liked cozy sweaters and jeans and didn't feel the need to put on a facade. But she couldn't go back. Not only would she lose her popularity, but she'd also lose her new friends. And the thought of being alone again made her shiver. So she decided to hold on to her new identity. However, every night before going to bed, she cried herself to sleep, missing the person she once was. She couldn't understand why she had to live like this, why she had to pretend to be someone else just to be accepted. One night, while rummaging through her old stuff, she found her childhood diary. She opened it and started reading the entries. As she read, a smile slowly spread across her face. These writings were filled with childish excitement, dreams, and aspirations. They were filled with drawings of fantastical creatures and stories about imaginary adventures. Each page brought back a flood of memories. She remembered the joy and wonder she felt when she wrote them, but then she came across an entry that made her stop. It read, "Today I made a new friend. She has red hair and loves to draw dragons. We played in the park all day and I told her all my secrets. She even shared her magical amulet with me. I think she's the best friend ever." A sudden rush of emotions overwhelmed her. She missed her old friend, the one with the red hair. She remembered how much fun they had together, how they could talk for hours and share their deepest feelings without pretense. Back then, her friend hadn't cared about being popular or fitting in. She had simply been herself, comfortable in her unique way. And in doing so, she had found true friendship. The girl realized that by trying to be someone else, she had lost sight of who she really was. She had sacrificed her identity in pursuit of acceptance and popularity. And now she was faced with the consequences. She missed her old self and wished she could go back. But she also knew that she couldn't undo what she had done. She couldn't erase the past. But she could choose to move forward. She could decide to be true to herself, to embrace the person she once was. With newfound determination, she stood up and went to the bathroom. She washed her face, removed her makeup, revealing the skin that was almost glowing with health. Then she reached for her closet and pulled out her old sweater. It was soft and warm, just like her old self. She slipped it on and felt the sense of comfort envelop her. Next, she found her jeans and put them on. They were a bit tight, but she didn't mind. It felt good to be real. After getting dressed, she went to the mirror and looked at her reflection. She saw the girl she used to be, the one who was kind, intelligent, and unique. She saw the person she wanted to be again. She knew that she might lose her friends, but she didn't care anymore. She was tired of living a lie. She was ready to be herself. The next day at school, she wore her new old clothes. Her friends noticed the change and asked what had happened. She hesitated, not knowing how to tell them, but something inside her pushed her to be honest. "I've realized that I don't want to be someone else. I want to be myself," she said. Her friends looked at her in surprise, then burst out laughing. "You be yourself? Are you serious?" they asked. She nodded, unsure of what to expect. To her surprise, her friends didn't get angry or upset. Instead, they seemed to understand. "We're sorry, we didn't realize you were struggling," one of them said. "We should have been there for you." She was taken aback by their kindness and honesty. She had expected them to make fun of her, but instead they had shown empathy and understanding. From that day on, things were different. Her friends didn't pressure her to wear certain clothes or act a certain way. They accepted her for who she was. And although she wasn't the most popular girl in school anymore, she didn't care. She was happy being herself. As the days went by, she began to feel like her old self again, the one who loved drawing and writing. She joined the school art club and started participating in writing competitions. She even made a new friend, a boy who shared her passion for art. He had red hair, just like the girl from her childhood diary entry. She couldn't help but smile. Maybe some things happened for a reason. Maybe losing her popularity was what she needed to find herself again. One day, her teacher announced a school-wide event, a fashion show where students could showcase their creativity through clothing design. She immediately got excited. This was the perfect chance to design something truly unique, something that represented her. She spent weeks planning, sketching, and sewing. She wanted to create a dress that was not only beautiful, but also comfortable and meaningful to her. Finally, the day of the event arrived. She was one of the last to show her design. When she walked onto the runway in her unique creation, the audience erupted in applause. The dress was stunning, and she felt like a queen. In that moment, she realized that she didn't need to be popular to be happy. She didn't need to fit in to be successful. All she needed was to be herself. In the end, she didn't win the competition, but she didn't care. She had discovered something much more valuable: the importance of staying true to yourself. No matter what anyone else thinks, you should never sacrifice your identity to fit in. If you try to be someone else, you'll only end up losing yourself.